Yo, what's up YouTube family? It's your boy MoneybaggCoo back at you with another hot TikTok reaction video. Y'all don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you'll be notified whenever I drop some new hot content that you definitely don't want to miss. Let's get it.
In breaking news, nearly 10 million pounds of meat have been urgently recalled due to listeria contamination. BrucePac, the producer, has issued its recall for items which include pre-cooked chicken strips and patties, which may already be in your fridge or on store shelves nationwide. The USDA has classified this recall as a Class 1 high-risk recall, meaning consumption of these products could result in severe health outcomes or even death. Listeria can commonly present with fever and muscle aches and can progress to more serious complications, especially in those at high risk, which includes pregnancy, newborns, older adults, or those with compromised immune systems. If you currently have BrucePac products with best buy dates of June 19, 2025 to October 8, 2025, you should either discard or return them. For more details about listeria, read the caption and follow to improve your health IQ.
There's been a recall on over 9 million pounds of ready-to-eat chicken and beef products. That's a lot of damn meat. Keep watching to see what meat has been affected by this recall. BrucePac recalls ready-to-eat meat and poultry products due to possible listeria contamination. BrucePac is recalling approximately over 9 million pounds of ready-to-eat meat and poultry products that may be adulterated with Listeria monocytogenes. The ready-to-eat meat and poultry items were produced from June 19th of 2024 to October 8th of 2024. These products were then shipped to other establishments and distributors nationwide and distributed to restaurants and institutions. The products subject to recall bear the established numbers right here inside or under the USDA mark of inspection. The problem was discovered after routine product testing of finished product containing RTE poultry products produced by BrucePac and confirmed those products positive for Listeria monocytogenes. They identified chicken as the source of the Listeria. There have been no confirmed reports of adverse reactions to any consumption of these products. Consumption of food contaminated with Listeria can cause listeriosis, a serious infection that primarily affects older adults, persons with weakened immune systems, pregnant women and their newborns. Less commonly, persons outside of these risk groups are affected. And here's a list of the side effects of what can happen if you eat food that's contaminated with Listeria. FSIS is concerned that some product may be available for use in restaurants, institutions, and other establishments. These products should be thrown away or returned to the place of purchase. Media and consumers with any questions can contact this guy up here, and consumers with food safety questions can call the toll-free USDA meat and poultry hotline right here. So somebody messed up. Somebody messed up real bad. If they're recalling over 9 million pounds of meat, that's insane. That's a lot of meat. Like somebody really messed up really bad. So if you have any of these products, just get rid of them or take it back to where you got, so hopefully they can give you a full refund, because we ain't got time to be playing around with this stuff. But Listeria is running rampant out here, so be safe out here, y'all.
That's definitely a lot of meat, and to me, I don't think that's a mistake. I don't think it's no coincidence. I don't think it's an accident. How can you destroy that much meat like that? Come on now, man. I think it's ulterior motives to that. It's an agenda to that, man, personally. But I could be wrong. I could be tripping. I don't know. But y'all let me know what y'all think about that. Am I tripping?
10 million pounds of meat recalled at Trader Joe's, Walmart, Costco, Sam's Club. If you don't believe me, just look it up. You got Google on your smartphone. So be smart and look this stuff up. What I believe is going on is that they put some stuff in that food that's gonna mess you up pretty bad, and so obvious. It's gonna be so obvious that the people on the earth, the common people like you and myself, are gonna know something's up, and they're gonna know that you know what's up. See, what they're trying to do is hide their tracks. What they're trying to do is to stop the people from consuming something that they know for a fact will take you out by the thousands, even the millions. You see, ever since Mr. Billy took over and implemented Monsanto, and ever since they've been using GMO and hybrid proteins, it's backfired. You'd be amazed at what you see in these laboratories. You'd be amazed at what you see that they make in these labs. See, things are getting more and more serious. See, it's so bad that they had to recall it because it's far too dangerous and far too obvious that the people are going to know that they did this on purpose. There was an article the other day and a video the other day where a lady was talking about that the meat section was closed and the milk section was closed. I wonder why. Because of unethical practices by the FDA, unethical practices by your conglomerates, your elites, your aristocrats. They're trying to make you sick, and they are making you sick. Mr. Rockefeller back in the 1900s said that was the goal, was to make the people sick, right? To use heavy metals in the food, in the water, and in the air. So my thing to you is to open your eyes and pay attention. You already know they don't care about you. So watch what you eat, because you are what you eat. So if you eat this stuff, it's going to make you sick. If you continue to consume these things that make you sick, God bless you. But one thing that I want you to understand is that if you're still voting, it's not going to change anything. The FDA is a corrupt organization, has been a corrupt organization. The FDA is not here to help you. They're here to hurt you. So again, 10 million pounds of food. Think about that. Meat, cheese, milk, eggs. And watch out for that protein powder too. And those muscle milk drinks. They're trying to get you.
Breaking news coming out today, October the 10th, 2024, as we're hearing that nearly 10 million pounds of ready-to-eat beef and chicken have been recalled due to a listeria outbreak. And again, this coming out just a little while ago today, October the 10th. You can see this is coming out all over the headlines. Take a look right now. This is a top story coming out today, 34 minutes ago from the Associated Press. Company recalls nearly 10 million pounds of meat and poultry dishes for listeria. CNN 3 hours ago, nearly 10 million pounds of meat recalled. Daily Mail, meat recalled update list. I'm going to go through the entire list with you as this is spreading across the nation. We're hearing it's already been distributed. 10 million pounds of meat across the United States. Nearly 10 million pounds ready-to-eat beef from the New York Post 3 hours ago. Over 9 million pounds of ready-to-eat beef poultry recalled, says the USDA. And also you can see company recalls from the Chronicle Online and MSN. I'm going to go through the entire list for you, and you can see right here, meat recall update list of nearly 10 million pounds of contaminated beef and poultry released, coming out today, October the 10th, 2024. And like I said, this is an extensive list. I'm not going to go through the item codes, but I will go ahead and put all of the items on the screen so you can pause it. You can check your food. As we're hearing, they're saying there is a major listeria outbreak. This has already been distributed. It's going across the U.S. And just to clarify, this is totally separate than what we saw back in September with the listeria outbreak in the meat in the Boarhead's Deli meat that we saw, and I shared with you the entire list on that. This is an entirely new outbreak, an entirely new list, and this one includes poultry and beef. So if you are a big chicken eater, you're going to want to take a look at your labels. I'm going to share with you the list on everything that's coming out as of today, October the 10th, 2024, as they are saying the meat has been recalled for a listeria outbreak. So let's go ahead and dive right in. I'm going to be sure to get you caught up on this, go through the list for you, go through the details so that way you know exactly what is going on. And do me a favor, if you appreciate the updates, keeping you up to speed on everything, letting you know what's taking place, please take a second, hit that like button for me. Just helps spread this out further so more people can get the latest updates. Tells YouTube you like it, and in turn they're going to go ahead and share it with other people. Also subscribe to stay up to date. It's totally free. Why not? I'll keep you up to speed on everything. And also additional resources, and these articles are linked in the description below. I try to cite all the sources for you, read right from it, link it, hold myself accountable to the community, and cite it just like a book report, so that way you know that it is the latest. So let me go ahead and put this up on the screen for you. We're going to read through the details, and then we're going to get to the list so you can see all of the items that they are saying are being recalled as of today, October the 10th, 2024, as nearly 10 million pounds of ready-to-eat beef and chicken recalled due to a listeria outbreak. And you can see coming out today, October the 10th, almost 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time today. Now, the article says that a major meat packer has recalled nearly 10 million pounds of ready-to-eat beef and poultry items due to worries that they are contaminated with listeria, according to the federal government. Bruce Pack, the company based in Durant, Oklahoma, whose brand name includes Urban Bruce and City Grillers, said that it was recalling 9,986,245 pounds of ready-to-eat produce that were produced from June 19th of this year until October 8th, so just 2 days ago, according to the Department of Agricultural's Food Safety and Inspection Services. These products were shipped to other establishments and distributors nationwide, then distributed to restaurants and institutions as well. The agency said on Wednesday. Here you can see the Urban Bruce packaging that comes out from the Bruce Pack producer. The USDA said that it discovered this issue after conducting routine testing on the poultry products. The testing came back positive for Listeria monocytogenes, a species of bacteria that causes infection and could lead to a loss of life in severe cases. Now, food regulators investigated the matter further and found that the bacteria was found in ready-to-eat chicken. As of Thursday, there were no confirmed reports of Listeria infections caused as a result of consuming Bruce Pack produced meat.
Beware. I hope y'all paying attention to that list. If you need to, you can pause it, write it down, do what you need to do, but make sure you know what you're not supposed to be eating, off that list, because it could be fatal, and you don't want that. Believe that.
Found pots of honey in Egyptian temples.
Yeah,
and then break it open.
Yeah.
Still 100% good.
Really?
Yeah. So honey, it cannot. It microbes, bacteria, nothing can form in it. Well, what they've recently figured out is it's essentially sound frequency that creates the honey, that the bee's wings. So when a bee goes and pulls the pollen out of a flower, and it goes into his hive, the flapping of all those wings together creates, so the sound actually creates that hexagonal shape, those little hexagon, the honeycomb looking
things. So the frequency coming off of their wings is essentially creating that snowflake
effect. Yeah. And then at the same time, as they're vomiting up the honey essentially into those combs, as the frequency, it purifies it in a way and preserves it to where it cannot be touched, dude. Wow. It's the most purest, and it can give all kinds of nutrients, good bacteria. Fungus can't touch it. Nothing can touch it.
Something special about that honey, for sure.
There are people who've been working on these things for decades now, basically in secret. And I've had the privilege of talking to some of these people over the last 6 or 7 years. And right now, as we're speaking, there's a group of people who are basically going to open source a whole lot of stuff in the next 3 months, so it can never get suppressed again. And that's why I'd like to come back and talk in more detail.
Well, I'd love to have you come back and talk about it, but we got to talk about it a little bit now.
Okay. Well, there's a laboratory right now in the Maldives that's been building prototypes using these technological principles, which are based on implosion rather than explosion. And the inspiration for this...
Tesla's ideas are part of it, I think you mentioned.
Tesla's ideas are very much a part of it. This is the work of Nikola Tesla. And he was... Again, this is way too much for us to get in today. That's why we need to devote a whole session to talking about this.
Okay.
But this was the inspiration. His work was suppressed.
What is all this?
Well, this is the model. And this is diagramming all the frequencies of the elements and what their vibrational frequencies are and the numbers that measure those frequencies. And they're all the numbers we get from looking at these ancient traditions that recur over and over and over again, that I've been talking about in my sacred geometry classes for decades without knowing what the final result was going to be. Plasmoids. Plasmoids, as it says here, are donut or toroidal-shaped clusters of net protons or net electrons that once captured and placed into a toroidal orbit are capable of absorbing, storing, and releasing enormous amounts of energy within their self-generated and structured electromagnetic containment field. Plasmoids, in effect, function as an atomic battery that can be self-charging due to its ability to convert matter to available clean energy. So it's a lot to get into, and I think it would take us kind of off what we're here to talk about.
We're going to do more on the video. We're going to do more of that topic on another video coming soon. Bear with me.
We will lead the world in space and reach Mars before the end of my term. We're going to reach... I said to Elon, is that doable? Absolutely.
Space
race over Russia and China. They were killing us when I took over, and now we're leading. But military, we're going to reach, and it's my plan. I'll talk to Elon. Elon, get those rocket ships going, because we want to reach Mars before the end of my term. We want to do it. And we want to have also great military protection in space, because that's where it's going to be at. Space.
Pay attention now. Pay attention.
Hello, welcome to Mars. Not the planet, but a globe-spanning communications network that you probably haven't heard much about. We're in the headquarters station of that network, right here in the concourse of the Pentagon in Washington, D.C. MARS stands for Military Affiliate Radio System. As its name says, it's a military network, but it's manned on a voluntary basis by civilian amateurs, hams as they call themselves. More than 6,000 amateur stations plus service-operated Mars stations at Army, Navy, and Air Force installations all over the world make up the network. Its purpose is to promote interest and to provide training in military communications procedures and equipment, and to provide a network of thousands of stations to serve as an emergency communications backup if conventional communication should be disrupted. Servicemen operating a military Mars station learn not only military communications procedures and methods, but they get into all phases of repair, maintenance, and modification as their time permits.
Now, I hope y'all are paying attention to the world right now, how it is just exploding with all this new technology since AI has been brought out into the world. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy right now. Just remember that and pay attention. Ask yourself, where did all this new technology come from? And that's an answer in all on its own right there. If you just think about it, like, come on, man. Like, we watch movies about that and we see this stuff happening right before our eyes now. It's like the movies were foretelling us what was going to happen in the future in a way. It's crazy. Or did Elon just steal the designs from that movie? I don't know. It's kind of suspicious, isn't it? I know it's not a coincidence, though.
What happens if you need a vehicle that is bigger than a Model Y? Now, can you imagine going down the streets and you see this coming towards you? That'd be sick. So this can carry up to 20 people, and it can also transport goods. The Robovan is what's gonna solve for high density.
That's crazy, man.
Elon Musk is getting some backlash over his latest creations. So last week, he rolled out a driverless robo-taxi at a splashy event near LA, which he called We Robot. Okay, Musk says the vehicle is fully autonomous with no steering wheels or pedals. He also unveiled the Robo Van, which can carry up to 20 people and humanoid robots called Optimus. But now, Alex Proyas, the director behind the 2004 movie I, Robot, has taken to social media to say he wants his designs back. So check out the side-by-side comparisons of Tesla's Optimus robot. That's the Optimus robot, right? And then iRobot's autonomous police force. Do you see any resemblance? And take a look at the apparent similarities between Tesla's Robovan and the driverless vehicle seen in iRobot. And Tesla's Seek Cybercab looks like a futuristic car from the movie. That's the cyber cap. I mean,
there are some similarities.
Some similarities.
But how many designs can you have?
Yeah, I mean,
That's the thing.
we're limited in how we imagine the future. The much harder thing is actually building the future, which is what they're trying to do. Although apparently shareholders were not impressed.
They were not impressed. That's the stock closed down 9% after the event.
Damn, Elon, plagiarizing.
Bayside Mall incident. This statement pertains to a highly sensitive matter involving an individual known as Fitz, who is currently in possession of footage classified at the highest federal levels. Due to the critical nature of this material, no further details will be disclosed at this time. We will not entertain any questions regarding the Bayside incident in Miami on January 1st, nor will we address any inquiries about the individual known as Fitz. Both the footage and the incident are part of an ongoing investigation under strict federal oversight. Be advised, any attempt to release or disseminate this footage by any journalist, media team, or individual will result in immediate and severe legal action, including arrest and prosecution. The release of this classified material will be considered a direct violation of federal law and will result in imprisonment. This is not a matter to be taken lightly. We strongly urge all media outlets to refrain from any attempt to publicize this footage or related information. Further updates will be provided only when deemed appropriate by federal authorities.
Now, do you think that is real or do you think it's AI? Because I've seen multiple videos on TikTok talking about the same thing. And if it is real, why are they just now bringing this up, talking about this now? Because from what I understand, when I was doing videos about that, when it first happened about Fitz, and he somehow was missing, and you know what I'm saying, and he was like very in fear of his life, you know, and all that. Like, man, if it's real, this getting wicked out here, man. And I couldn't find him nowhere on TikTok right now, like nowhere. Maybe he deleted his TikTok, or maybe he's still missing. But why are they bringing this up now? A lot of people thought this was fake then, and some still think it's fake now. But I want to know what you think down below in the comment section. Do you believe this or do you not?
So what do we have here? Lucifer the Light Bearer. See, these things are all across the United States of America. That's Lucifer. See that? Goat Lucy. See that? Now you see the Masonic obelisk? Right. Who's up there? The angels. You see the opening of the phallus, the obelisk? This is blasphemy against God. It's all over the place, y'all. You cannot deny what you see. This is all over. This is an Egyptian statue, which is an obelisk, which is at the Washington, D.C. Washington, D.C. And who's at the center of it? Lucifer the Light Bearer. Wake up.
Interesting.
Did you guys hear about the mayor in California who's fleeing because he's saying that it's gotten too evil? Like he can't be there anymore. He up and moved his family out. He's saying that every law, policy, things that are coming across his desk are so evil that he just can't handle it. And he's up and moving to a different state. That's happening in California.
He's moving
Check it out.
immediately to Kentucky, calling California's politics evil.
He is busy loading up his home as we speak, and he is planning on leaving the state. Now, this is a surprise and new twist. He had already announced that he would be leaving California because he says California's politics are evil. Is this a statement move? Are you making a statement?
Absolutely, yeah.
Moving up his move-out date to right now.
I feel that evilness has permeated the state legislature.
You know, there's a lot of words you can use. You could use bad, I don't like it, not for me. But yeah. Evil is like a sinister side to it.
It is, and I feel that that is the case.
Daniel says he opposes California state laws like the one banning school transgender notifications to parents.
The fuck? So besides what he's mentioned, right, besides the transgender agenda, because there are families that are now losing their children because they didn't want to believe that their children want to be transgender. That's the level that it's gotten to. But besides that, they've also made it so that if you're a pedophile, you'll only get 2 days. And you know why that is, right? Because what does California house? Hollywood. What's in Hollywood? So now, if you get caught for any pedophilia charges, you get 2 days in jail. California is turning evil.
Say, man, it makes sense. What do you do when enough is enough? Just stay? No, man. If you can't change the things, man, I guess you relocate, man. Man, that's crazy, man. I just hope where he moves next, man, he could try to make a change and help them people down there, the ones that's still there, because running away from the problems ain't really gonna change anything. Especially with a top seat like that as a mayor. Shoot, you ought to be trying to become governor or something to try to change them laws. That is crazy work, man. Y'all already know what's gonna happen in California with those type of things going on and laws and legislations being passed. It's not gonna look good for them.
And tonight, 7 News is getting a rare look inside a giant military facility tucked into a mountain. The top secret Cheyenne Mountain Complex in Colorado Springs can withstand a nuclear attack. It's like a mini underground city, an engineering marvel. And tonight, my co-anchor Eric Connor takes you on a tour of one of the safest spots in the world.
On the outside, it looks like your typical mountain, but inside is one of the most advanced military installations ever.
We were designed for a nuclear blast.
Stephen Rose is the deputy director for the Cheyenne Mountain Complex, which houses 13 Department of Defense agencies. He's bringing us inside the tunnels. These 2 doors, weighing 23 tons each, lead to 15 multi-story buildings.
They're made of Navy-grade steel. And but you wouldn't tell it, that we try to normalize the feel of the mountain as you work here.
At any given time, 150 to 300 people are working inside, tracking every threat to North America.
It's like a mini city underground.
The 5-acre site sits under a mile of granite and was built nearly 50 years ago.
The main tunnel was designed in the Soviet time frame, when Cold War, at the height of the Cold War, to allow any blast attack, to allow the blast to pass straight on through the mountains. The buildings would ride on these springs and never touch the granite. They'd essentially bounce.
The buildings rest on 1,500 of those giant springs, so even if an earthquake happened, the building would make it. All of the pipes are also built to withstand a blast.
Water, sewage, anything going into these buildings actually has to flex with the bouncing as well. So that, because it doesn't do any good if the buildings survive, the people survive, but then you don't have the electricity or the communication lines to continue the missions.
And they take care of their neighbors. When the Waldo Canyon fire broke out, crews from the Cheyenne Mountain Complex were first on scene to fight it. Outside the complex sits a 9/11 memorial, a reminder of why what they do inside is so important for all of us.
It's like running a mini city underground, both in peacetime and in wartime.
Cool stuff, right? And since the complex is so tucked away, it offers employees everything from a chapel to shops, a dining facility, even a gym and a hospital are on site. Now, employees are not allowed to bring in cell phones. They probably wouldn't work underground anyway, but no recording devices are allowed because of classified work being done inside, which is why we weren't able to get a look at everything going on there. By the way, there are 5 lakes inside that Cheyenne Mountain facility. Learn why and 12 more secrets on our 7 News app.
Ooh, it ain't so top secret now. Dang, look all that water. That's been strong, man.
So this is the map. Now I'm gonna help y'all understand this map right quick, okay? So what this says is projected areas of destruction by water 2020 to 2025. Can everybody hear me? Put a 1 in the chat so you can know what you're seeing. And I'm gonna explain this map to you. I'm gonna blow it up and we're gonna walk through it. This is a projected area of destruction by water from 2020 to 2025, okay? The way it is coded is the heavily striated areas are the primary flood areas, okay? So everywhere where you see it's heavily striated, that is the primary flood areas. The areas you see that's like dotted, that's got spaces between them. What's up, Simply? Simply in the building. Shout out to our sister Simply. Peace and love, my love. So the lesser striated positions are the secondary places. Those are places that are going to be minimally flooded. Okay, the flood waters are not going to be as bad as in the primary areas. Okay, so let's look at the primary areas, guys. Look at what we're looking at. We talking about the whole eastern seaboard. Florida, gone. Carolina, come on now, Carolina. Who the fuck would have knew this? Nobody would have ever thought Carolina was going to flood. You can't tell me that. Look at this map. He got Carolina gone, Florida gone, my hometown, most of my hometown gone, Mississippi gone, right? Man, listen at what I'm telling y'all, dog. Hold on, let me blow it up. Let me see if I can blow it up. This on the West Coast. This is the heavily striated. California gone. Parts of Nevada. This is California is mostly primarily underwater, and secondarily parts of Vegas and Arizona underwater. That's the West Coast, okay? So let me show y'all the East Coast. Damn, I didn't do it for the East Coast? Okay, here we go. Look at this. Look at this shit, man. The eastern seaboard, brother, underwater. Florida gone, bro. So I'm telling y'all this shit, man. I want y'all to put this.
I hope you're paying attention. This is supposed to be the future maps of the United States from Al Bilek. If you don't know who that is, do your research, man. He's one of the survivors of the Montauk Project, aka Stranger Things, the movie off of Netflix, and he was a survivor of the Philadelphia experiment. If you don't know, now you know. Do your research, man. This guy, I believe that's very, very, I believe it's true that, he said he was a time traveler. If you know about the Montauk Project, it was a very weird incident. And if you know about the Philadelphia experiment, an even weirder incident or accident, it's something serious.
This isn't in the news yet, and it's not that they're trying to keep it. I just don't think that there's any way to put this in the news. When I try to talk to some of my friends about it, they're not reacting like I think they should, and it took me a while. I was upset. I was like, why aren't they reacting? And I realized that we do not have a concept for what just happened. We don't. This is like a textbook event, and it took me a few days to really wrap my head around it. When they I'm
sorry to interrupt, but the major TW stands for major trigger warning. It's going to be kind of triggering what she's meant to say, so be ready.
In the mountains, that entire towns are washed away. They don't mean just the buildings. They mean the people, animals, the trees, everything is gone. That 200 figure, those are the people who are accounted for. There are thousands of people still missing. And they're not whole bodies anymore. Everything is mixed together in the mud and the sand and the silt. I have friends that I'm never going to see again, and the only way that I'm going to know is just to wait and see who never turns up.
Sad, man. Pray for
Guys, so you can really tell from here, this sidewalk didn't normally end here, obviously. So the river has moved from over there to here, right? This used to be 8 or 9 stores out and roads and parking lots, and it just cut its own path. 10 days ago, this river was sitting over there where that trench is cut. What they're doing right now is they're trying to put the river back where it's supposed to be. So if they dam it up, push it over there, and then get this road reconnected so they can get back out the other side of town. I know it's hard to understand when you're not here, but just look at this sidewalk. That'll give you your perspective.
is sad. Pray for them. Man, that's crazy.
Hi. What did you say to me? You said you read Deuteronomy 28 and you said what?
I read the whole Bible. I started when I was 5 because my mama was either going to make me sit there and listen to her read it for an hour a day, taught her to let me read it for myself. Took a while. I was a kid, you know, King James Version. I prayed for understanding, and maybe because I was a child and I really meant it, I was able to get it. Because I started reading, everything I was reading was not lining up with what they teach you on Sunday. And I kept reading, it kept being different. And I was a kid, so I thought maybe I was reading something wrong or I didn't have some understanding. It took me a while for me to realize it wasn't about me being right or wrong. The Word is right. And what the Word says is completely different from what they're going to teach you. I'm not going to teach you what's in that book. Got to read it. I was 5, started. By the time I was 8, I made it to Deuteronomy 28. At the end of Deuteronomy 28, I remember it clearly. I read it, I looked up and I said, wow, really? Wow, this is awesome. I was like, I know the only people that fit what's in this book of who it says that the true house of Israel is, the lost tribes of Israel. They're lost, you know, they say they're scattered. We don't know who they are. I know who they are. It's
Who are
clear.
they?
It's you guys.
What do you mean by you guys?
The folks that were sent through the transatlantic slave trade. The folks that are still in the lands of their captivity. Israel is in the lands of their captivity. There is no creation of the so-called Jewish state of Israel in 1948. That does not fit prophecy. There's people over there that call themselves Jews. They call their own selves Ashkenazi. If you go look at Genesis chapter 10, 1 through 5, it tells you Ashkenaz is descended from Japheth, Noah's son Japheth, not Shem. That means he's a Gentile. I'm a Gentile. You know, we're Gentiles. And I mean, like, I wasn't brainwashed. I got the Bible before they do the brainwashing of the programming and try to make you think Egypt is white, which is ridiculous because it's Africa. So, you know, all that's Africa. So, you know, I'm thinking clearly because I'm reading, I know what's going on, you know. And, like, I was a weird kid. I thought a lot. I thought about things. And, you know, my mom, she was really cool because she never taught me no kind of hate. She taught me to respect.
So what you say about the 1/3?
Okay, that Bible that's told me the truth about the fake Jews, in Revelation 2:9, Revelation 3:9, you know they run everything. I got to throw this in there. They run everything. The media, the entertainment industry, the banking, the world, pretty much. All the wars we fight is because they tell us to go kick ass. That's what America is. We are the Satan's military arm. And why I say Satan, Revelation 2:9, Revelation 3:9. I know those who say they are Jews, but do lie, and are of the synagogue of Satan. We done read they Ashkenazi, they Japheth. I mean, it's clear.
So what you say that about the 1/3 ruling the earth?
Okay, well, here's how I know that that's true. 1/3, because that's true, so the rest of it's true. You guys' story's in there, and it's all true. Lines up perfectly. It's all thing that makes any kind of sense. 1/3 of all nations will be left at the very, very end.
You said
and
of
1/3,
Israel, right?
1/3 of Israel. You guys are going to be on top, y'all.
A lot of people ain't gonna want to hear that one, man. I'm telling you, but hey, man, it is what it is. Just because you don't want to hear it or you don't like it, don't mean it's not true. Sometimes it's best to hear from your own people.
And it was a joke, and it made me kind of chuckle. And it said, women are looking at the men differently now. They're asking, hey, can you fish? Can you hunt? Can you fight? Because it's that way now. And my son said to me when I was talking to him about it, he said, you know, the bad thing about it is these young boys with who have been feminized don't even see that this was a plan. Because I told him when I was growing up, If this happened when I was 10, 12, 13 years old, I wouldn't be as worried because every man in my neighborhood had a fucking rifle. Everyone. That's when this system was afraid of us because they knew we weren't going to be the only ones to die if you came down our street in a tank. We have been weakened, people. We have been denatured. Because if we want fish, we got to go to them to get it. If we want clean water, we have to go to them to get it. And who can tell how clean that is? If we want anything, we have to go to them to get it. We have got to change. We have got to change. And I know that you guys get upset with me when I talk to you about this, but this is on us. This is our land. The ADOS people don't want to accept that this is our land, but those of us who know that we are Aboriginal and that we are Indian, we better come together. It's not about how much money we can get for what we talk about. It's not about Cashapp. Because Cashapp ain't going to save us. We going to have to save us. I never thought that I would be the type of person to bear my feelings the way I'm doing it right now. I never thought I would. But what about our babies and our grandchildren? What about them? Because even if we survive this, they won't. 10 years from now, they got another plan. This ain't the only plan. I guess I'm really saying more than I planned to say, and I apologize for that. But we better take our lives into our own hands. We better start now. Even if it means just going to your neighbor next door. I told my son, I said, if this happened when I was young, I wouldn't be worried about it. Because if I got hungry, I didn't have to go to the store. I sat on my auntie's roof and ate cherries. And when we got tired of that, we ate berries. And when we got tired of that, we ate whatever they picked out of the yard. Or the bread that they made. We grew up on beans. We grew up on good food until they told us we were poor. We weren't poor. I didn't live in the ghetto. Our streets were clean. We believe everything they tell us about us. And then we turn to them to help, ask them to fix us so that we can be what they want us to be, so that we can look like what they want us to look like in their eyes. Let me tell you something. We better learn. We better get it. Another thing I said to my son, and then I'm going to get off. I'm not going to bore you with too much more of this, but I'm really concerned about the fact that we don't even know what real water tastes like. At least my children don't, and I bet yours don't either. Having foreigners on our land is a very serious issue. And let me tell you why. Some time ago, I went camping. And I was telling this white lady, I said, you know, I will never forget this time when there was water running down from the rocks. We went to that little stream, cupped our hands, and we drank the water. And she said to me, it didn't make you sick? No, it didn't. And it wasn't supposed to. You know why? Because my DNA is from this land. This landmass. So when I go to another country and I'm dealing with the DNA of that landmass, the water will make me sick. You got to understand that your DNA is in this land. You're a copper, so is this land. People, just try and get it. Do some research. Go back into your family history. and start finding out where you came from. Because if you are from Africa, then you need to be on that landmass. But if you're from here, you need to work to figure out how we can get our land back. Yep. How we can come together as a people. Because if we don't, we're done for. We are. And I know that other people don't say it out loud like this because they're scared. Well, let me tell you something. As brave as I usually am, I'm scared. I'm scared for us because we got to get it. We've got to see it. I don't care what religion you are. I don't care anything about that. It's about the bloodline. We're the same bloodline. We got to stop hating each other. We got to love each other enough to go to our next door neighbor and say, hey man, I'm your next door neighbor. We got to come together. We got to do like we used to do. We got to help each other mow our lawns. We got to start planting food in our yards. We need to get trees that bear fruit in our yard. So if you need something from me, I have it for you. Because I'm going to tell you, that's who we really are. And most of us don't even know, as Aboriginal people, we had the first World Trade Center. That's where they get it from. And it was a world trade, not a world buy. We bartered. We traded. Whatever we needed, we got from another country, and they did the same for us. And we've lost that. We've lost that care for each other and that taking care of each other. It's always about the money. What can you give me if I help you? We better get out of that because that is not who we are as a people. So, I've ranted and forgive me for that. But I love you guys. I love my people. I really love my people, and I can't help that. And thank you for listening. I care about you all. Talk to you later.
Man, that was a strong message. I hope that resonates with a lot of you, man. You remember the words FUBU. For us or by us. Man, that's a strong statement. But hey, love your people. That's what it's all about. Pass the message on, man. Love your people. Don't forget about your people. We all are people. But hey, y'all know how it goes. Your people, man. It's your people. You know, and sometimes they don't necessarily have to do with color, like some other people would try to say or use to divide us. But when, like she said, it's all about the bloodline. Color people, just because you know you're lighter skin, darker skin, don't mean we ain't all the same people, man. Some of our people are white color people, pink color people. We the same bloodline. Don't forget that. You know, like she said, we got to get these foreigners off our lands. You know, especially if you're indigenous to these lands, aboriginal to these lands. It's a reason why they try to persecute you and oppress you on your lands, because they don't want you to know who you really are. They want you to forget about who you really are. You know, you can tell she is one of those aboriginal, indigenous ladies, man. You could see it in her features. You know, back in the day, and in the movies and cartoons stuff, they show you pictures of these women or these so-called Indians, and she looks like one of those indigenous people, but she just the right color, not the wrong color. You know what I'm saying? They not all the same color is what I'm getting at, man. Like, they try to tell you these people were just one color, but they weren't. You have to know your history and know who you are and know your bloodline to know that this is real, what she's talking about. Believe me, I know, because I know my bloodline. I know where I come from. I know my people. I know my people, my great-grandmothers, my grandmothers and my great-great-grandmothers, they were indigenous Indians, man. You could see it in our features. Both of my grandmothers were lighter complected, but they had that long jet black Indian hair. And you know, brothers and sisters, everybody, they all knew who they were and where they come from. That's what I mean by like knowing your bloodline and knowing who your people are. I hope you know who your people are. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this video down below in the comment section. On y'all way out, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I enjoy y'all's company. And I'll see y'all in the next video. It's your main man, MoneybaggCoo. I'm out. Holla. Take it easy. Be safe out there, y'all.